So the tutorial for this move, this is a really simple move, but I'm going to teach you a couple subtleties that really add a lot to this trick. It's a really nice trick, very quick, very visual, and it's what most people learn when they first start doing card magic. So these subtleties are actually really important, and it really adds a lot of layers onto it, and I'll explain why as the video goes on. So you're going to start with a two of a kind. Now I personally use the red aces, and the reason for this is when it's appearing in between the red aces, it's got a lot of white here. And I also tend to use a deck of cards with a back that's fairly dark. So this is the Black Cherry Casino. The actual shaking motion kind of looks like it just popping up there. Usually you need to add a bit of kind of a slower, like that, and it just looks like it's appearing. I just think that's so cool. So that's a small subtlety which will make the end a lot nicer, but don't worry if you're missing one or two of these things. Let's say you're at a gig and you have a blue bicycle deck. It's fine, because blue's still a good colour. Even the red decks still look really good when you do it, so don't worry. So we're going to start off by showing our two helper cards. Now my patter is very, very different to this, but if you're just learning this, this is kind of a good place to start. So you're going to show those two helper cards, and then you're going to get any card selected. So let's say they name the 3 of clubs, and you're going to do whatever you can to get it on top of the deck. You could do a double undercut, you could do a Marlowe tilt, you can do whatever you want, just as long as you can get that card on top of the deck at the end result. Like so. So we've got that card on top, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be showing the aces, and under the cover of showing them like this, you're going to push off and get a pinky break. Now you can also do what's called a pinky count, but if you're fairly new to this, I would just kind of push the card over and just get a little grip with your pinky, so you've got a break underneath this card. So usually the motion I would use is showing it like that, and usually there's a lot more room than what I have now. I say, oh look, you see the aces, and then that point I'm kind of bringing it back towards me, pushing it over a little bit, and then turning my wrist back, and I've retained that break. You're then going to put the aces on top. Now a nice little subtlety here is showing the back and then putting the top one here and the other one on top. So now you have the two face-up aces and then the selection underneath a break here. So you're going to lift up from your break. Now some people will use the deck and have it here, but I personally, if I have a table, I will have it on there, because then I can kind of show my hands. Now if you notice, I'm kind of very loose. I notice a lot of people when doing this are very, very rigid because they're doing something sneaky. So they've got the two aces and the selection, so they want to do everything they can to not expose it. So I just kind of modify it to however I kind of pass just casual chat. And if you notice, when explaining on tutorials, I use my hand gestures a lot. So, you know, doing that it's fine, because I can kind of put the cards back and forth in my hand. However, just do whatever comes natural. Don't put too much thought into that, and just relax. Just act like you haven't got something sneaky in there. You're now going to have your thumb and your middle finger and put it just here, and you're going to peel off this top card, and then you're going to put it just like this. So where this pip is, you're just going to cover it about there. After mucking around with it for a long time, this is kind of the best looking one. I used to do it like this, and that still looks cool, but I very much prefer it being more open because it looks more casual. This deck of cards is really annoying me. Right, so now what we've done here, we took that card and we put it like this, and now underneath this one, we have the selection. Now, one thing you're going to have to be careful of, this is just like a double. You have two cards here. I have my thumb here and I'm applying slight pressure, but you don't need to overdo it with the amount of pressure that you do, because that actually makes the cards more likely to split. You can see a slight protrusion there. So you've done this, and then you're going to take this hand and you're going to clip it like that. So you're holding it just like that. Now this is going to take practice. You're going to have to look at this, and you're going to look at how much pressure you need to do and so on. But one of the best tips I can give you for when doing things like this, relax. Apply pressure, but be relaxed about it. Don't be tense. Now what you're going to do is you're going to produce it like that. So I've been doing this for a long, long time, and I've done loads of different versions. I notice a lot of people do that, Now don't get me wrong, all these methods look fantastic. Some people just do a quick jolt like that. That's great, that's fantastic, but I wanted to make it look as open as possible. So hence the slight difference here and just being really loose and really casual with it. So instead of doing this, a big shake and just showing it like that, you're just gonna slow it down a bit. You're just gonna shake like this, and you yourself in your arm are going to be very relaxed about it. Just relax and shake it, and then just slowly move your thumb like that. Just slowly do it. And when doing that, the amount of people that I've had saying, I could literally see it just jump there. And the more, usually I make this production about 5 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just gives it time because I'm slowly bringing it into view like this, and it just looks like it's appearing. And I've had many people say, oh my God, I could literally see it appearing. So it's a really deceptive looking trick. And I think the more relaxed and casual you make it, the better. So you're just kind of doing that. And you may want to do this and have the cards a little bit further in. That's fine. I just personally like it with a bit more room either side. And then being able to produce it like that. Those are the subtleties that I have found really help when doing this sandwich effect. Or you have any questions, drop a comment. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.